How would you like to do something worthwhile?
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of our weekly live stream. Tonight, as you can tell, we will be playing Elder Scrolls Online. But before we get started and dive into the world of Tamriel, let's get through some news and updates on some stuff. I've got some good news in a bunch of different areas and some updates on a lot of stuff. So let's get started. Our series on Dishonored 2 has ended. I do hope that you all enjoyed it, those of you that watched it. If you haven't seen any of the episodes or you missed a few, you can find a link to the playlist at the end of this live stream. It takes me a couple hours after the live stream ends for it to get processed before I can add it. But I always try to add them the same night. Usually before I go to bed, I'll make the final updates and adjustments to the live stream videos. Siberia 3. Unfortunately, we will be putting our series on Siberia 3 on hold for a bit while I try to work through several glitches I've encountered while playing. I encountered the first glitch in episode 5, but was able to get through it. Unfortunately, on the Xbox, they don't have a list of saved games, so I had to start the entire game over again and keep my fingers crossed that I would get past it, which with episode 5 I did do. Episode 8, I encountered a different glitch, and when I went back to play through to move forward through my playthrough for the content for episode 8, I encountered the glitch I encountered in episode 5 again. I went back, started over again, and encountered the glitch again in the same spot that I had done in episode 8. Let me get someplace a little quieter. So while I work through those issues and try to find a way to resolve them on the Xbox, I've decided to put the game, Siberia 3, that playthrough on hold for a bit. But wanting to keep giving you guys videos every Tuesday and Thursday, I've decided to start on what was going to be our next series, which I was able to do because as I've been updating the past few, I've been working on a new old PC, but I'll get into that in a moment. Because it's not in our normal flow, I did not create a trailer video for this playthrough, so this will constitute the surprise of this is our next series, and we will be going through Fallout 1. So this coming Tuesday the 30th, will be our first episode into Fallout 1. As many of you probably know, Fallout 1 was the first game of the Fallout franchise. And as I was stating earlier, these videos will be unique in that I will be playing the game on a somewhat period-correct machine. Fallout 1 came out in 1994, I believe. So technically Fallout 1 should be being played on at least a Windows 95 or 98 machine. But it works surprisingly well on Windows XP. Significantly better than when I tried to play it on my Windows 7 machine, which is the current gaming machine, and when I gave it a go on one of my Windows 10 machines, I ran into a whole slew of issues and such, and kind of what prompted me to build the new old machine. Like I said, episode 1 will air Tuesday at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, and episode 2 will air Thursday, same exact time. Let's see. We have a Patreon page. If you like what we do here and want to support us in a more personal manner, head on over to our Patreon page. The link is down in the description of the video. It's continually getting lower in the description of the video as I add links to the different updates on the different games I'm watching. So you may have to scroll down in the description to find the link. But becoming one of our Patreons will give you exclusive access to our private Discord server and many other unique benefits. All the support will go to purchasing new games, maintaining our gaming rigs and video editing machines, and help us make crucial upgrades to our systems to stay up to date with the latest technology and have the ability to play the latest games for you guys and gals when they come out. You can also follow us on Facebook. We have the link to our Facebook page is down in the description of this video. As with all our videos, I have a link to our Facebook and Patreon page in them. Follow us there to receive updates on video releases, upcoming content, and more. I myself have to get better at updating our Facebook page. I do it every now and then, but I need to more regularly do it to push out when videos come out, live streams and changes and such. Alright, let's move on to some news. We'll start with the, we're starting with The Outer Worlds. Obsidian Entertainment has confirmed a 2019 release date for The Outer Worlds, but has not given an exact date as of yet. But before you all get too excited, it will not be available for purchase from the Steam store until 2020. It will be an Epic Games Store exclusive for the first year. So those of you looking to purchase it on Steam as soon as it gets released, you're going to have to wait at least a year before you can buy it there. Or you can bite the bullet and head over to the Epic Games Store, which is what I'm going to do. So I can get it pretty much when it releases. On the Epic Games Store website, The Outer Worlds is listed as coming soon. I will keep monitoring it, so as soon as it switches from coming soon to pre-order, I will let you all know. I will be pre-ordering it, so as soon as that comes, I don't know, depending on when it gets released, I may do a midweek live stream of something to put the information out there as soon as possible, or I may wait for our Sunday weekly one here to do that. Moving on to Cyberpunk 2077. Excuse me. According to the quest director for CD Projekt Red's newest open-world RPG game, Cyberpunk 2077, the game has changed drastically since the debut of gameplay at E3 last year. He stated that gameplay would be similar to what was showed, but certain aspects of the game have changed. There will be multiple ways to complete the quests, making it up to the player on how they want to play the game and complete the quest lines. He also stated that, quote, Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world RPG with a strong narrative component set in a dark future with decisions and consequences that do matter with everything the player does, end quote. There is still no official release date as of yet, but from other things that I've seen around the internet and on different forums, they are still shooting for a 2019 release. If that's the case, we may see it soon, but I'm probably going to say we're going to see it around the Christmas season, hopefully in time for that. If not, then hopefully early in 2020. Moving on to Elder Scrolls 6, with ZeniMax currently in a legal battle over the usage of a term Redfall, the suspected title for Elder Scrolls 6. Nothing new about the game has currently come out. Most suspect that we will not see any new activity, trailers, or the like until after August 2020, which, according to different legal documents that you can find online, which I may put a link to. I didn't grab that. But according to those documents, is the latest date for the proceedings surrounding the Redfall trademark. With that said, Bethesda will not be showing anything new about Elder Scrolls 6 at this year's E3. No new trailers, no new trailers or sneak peeks at some gameplay. But reading further into articles on Starfield, Bethesda may have some surprises. I will get to that in a moment. Moving into Starfield. Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years could be huge for them. Starfield will be a single-player game that will mark the start of a all-new epic franchise, created by the developers behind the Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. It does not take place in a medieval fantasy world or a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Starfield will instead take place in outer space. But don't expect to see it to hit shelves or stores until sometime in 2020. Bethesda had first announced that Starfield would not be making an appearance at this year's E3. The headline presentation will be on Doom Eternal, but there have also been whispers that there may be a few surprises in store for us. So we may see something on Starfield. We may or may not, probably more to the not, see something on Elder Scrolls 6. They may have some news or updates or other things on possibly new content coming for Fallout 76. Don't know, could be anything. But to find out, Bethesda's showcase for E3 will kick off June 9th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. I know you can catch the live stream and all that stuff here on YouTube. I know there's other YouTubers that also go live and show different links to the stuff as well, so you can watch it here on YouTube. I'm not quite sure where else you can see it. I have to do a little more research into it. But I would suggest you tune into that to see what surprises Bethesda has for us and the like. Let's move on. Alright, so for the past few weeks I've been mentioning things about a new old gaming PC that I've been working on, the Circa 2008 gaming machine. Let's see where I lost my spot. The PC build is complete. I completed it last week. I've been going through some testing and trials and benchmark tests to get everything up and running. And most of the stuff's complete. It's not fully what my initial build list was, but it's close enough. I was lucky enough the motherboard that I purchased with it did come with a processor itself. Dealing with an overheating issue on the specific processor I bought for it. So until I can square that away, I'll be using the processor that came with the board, which actually isn't that bad. It's pretty much the same as the processor I bought, just not as it's not factory overclocked like the one that I purchased was. But I'm still working on putting together the video of the build to release it, but dealing with the snafu of glitches in Siberia 3, I haven't really had time to work on those videos. It is towards the top of my to-do list, but before I work on it, I need to build up a stockpile of content for Fallout 1. That way I have a good number of episodes ready to release, set to release, so I can turn my attention to working on the other videos and not trying to do too many videos at once, because then I'll get too bogged down and we'll miss release dates and that. So once I have a good stockpile of Fallout 1 videos, I will be turning my attention to working on the build video and getting that out as soon as possible. Let's see, anything else? Oh, as I was saying, the series on Fallout 1 I said was going to be unique, because I am playing it on this build. So this is a good test of all the hardware so far. Everything is working amazingly. The computer's running as fast, if not faster, than some of my other machines, which for being 11, almost 12 years old, is very surprising. Every component in it is of the 2008 era, except for the power supply and computer case. But everything else was out or available in 2008, and I purchased used off of eBay. So every component in there has been used. and the way it's performing has really surprised me. But keep an eye out for the video for that build. I will keep updating you guys on if I'm getting closer, how much longer it's going to be and such. But for the moment, it is on the back burner. It is second on my to-do list. First is Fallout 1 stockpile of videos. And that. So, with that is, as I don't have anything else new in updates and news. If I missed anything or misspoke on something, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I read all the comments that I get, and that I try to provide you the most accurate information I can from what I research and look at, most of which I do the morning before I do this, so it's somewhat fresh in my mind, and I take notes of it. So, with that being said, let us teleport ourselves into the realm of Tamriel and play some Elder Scrolls Online. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, as you can see while I was doing my intro and going through my news and updates, I switched the screen from the stream will begin shortly right into our gameplay of Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not quite sure where I am at the moment. Could it see? Where am I? I am there. What are our quests? That is a good question. What are we working on? That's why we were working there. I am a good distance from there. Oh, that's right. When I hopped on after the last time we did a live stream. Why did that not work? After the live stream, I went to sell and deposit a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't need, was taking up space and that, so I traveled to one of my quests that was to get a house, completed that one, got a chest, and deposited a whole bunch of stuff from my inventory. So we shouldn't have the issues of, hey, you completed a quest, but your inventory is full, you can't collect your reward. So, we will head back to where we close to where we left off last time, and continue from there. Alright, now you gotta head that way. I believe we left off. We were dealing with being stuck in a loop of we were stuck in a loop of continually dying, I believe. And yeah, we got let's deal with these things and continue on our way. That is the one annoying part of where we are working and dying. We keep getting sent to that Wayshire, which is pretty far from where we need to be. And I think we are getting further and further from where we need to be. Alright, let's see, map. Yes, we are way far from where we need to be. Just take us to where we need to be, hopefully. It would appear it does. Figure out how we get in there. This way is the road. Been too long since I played. Oh yeah. I do. Into the tunnels we go. Alright, I'm going to hop off the mic here as we try to make our way to where we are and find the Wilder King.
hands!
Darn, that was so close. And we gotta start all over again at the Wayshire. This is starting to get annoying. This is not fun. Alright, let's see. Alright, let me do a little looking into something. I'm gonna have to see if we can get. This is annoying.
These interruptions! There be no end to these interruptions!
Too.
Aranias was guided here to take my place, but I believe you were guided here to assure her ascension. If you had not come, I fear Arndor would have killed us both, leaving the Valenwood wild and vengeful. Many lives would have been lost. Yes, for centuries my sole focus has been shaping and maintaining the Valenwood, protecting it from outside influence and from itself. Now that she has come, I am free to return to the Earth, give back to that which has given so much to me. She is up above. You should go to her. She is frightened of the transformation process, but you must comfort her. This is the natural course of things. It is necessary for her and for the Valenwood, but she must choose it of her own accord.
I'm scared. Shouldn't I be feeling confident? I mean, we defeated Onder. Look at all of this, though. I've worked my magic on small pieces of land in the Somerset Isles, but this is an entire forest, a living forest. Tell me I can do this. I think he was a man too once, the Wilder King. I mean, he was like us, but when he took this on, he became something else. I think he merged with the Valenwood and forgot his previous self entirely. Well, yes. It means that once I accept this responsibility and become Wilder Queen, I'll forget my previous life, my home, my youth, everything. No, but they are my memories, and some of them fond. The ones with you. They seem only partially real, but they're the memories I'll miss most. I have to let go, though. The way I embrace you in my heart, that's how I must embrace the Valenwood. Yes, but I need your help. You must climb the tower further and place the Wilder King's crown in the gardens there. Then you must wait for me. Promise you'll wait. Everything is so very different. It's like I'm no longer a single physical form, but my being is spread out across the forest. Aranias is slipping away. You are my friend, though, whoever I become. Will you stay for just a moment? I am prepared to lose my memories, but I don't want to lose the lessons I've learned. You helped me understand the difference between a foe and a friend. I'm determined not to forget that, nor to forget you. I know why you originally came here, to ask for the Wilder King's allegiance to the Aldmeri Dominion, to know the Valenwood was on your side. Would you still make such a request to me now? And I freely give it. On behalf of myself and the Valenwood, you have our allegiance. I only hope Irene realizes that her best ally stands before me now. Before Aranias' memories fade, though, there's something else I must tell you. It's the Veiled Heritons. As you may know, they stole the Staff of Magnus. I know not where they've taken it, but you should search in Woodhalf, to the west. I will open a portal to the western gate of Greenheart. Goodbye, my friend.
One foot after the other and eyes forward, Helwyn. Best not look at what you've left behind.
You stop.
Yeah! Yeah!
He was right again. When will I learn not to wager my gold against Razumdar's instincts? He said you would be coming this way. Is it true, then? Did you persuade the Wilder King to swear loyalty to Queen Irene? The Wilder Queen, eh? Times are changing in Valenwood, aren't they? All this has put the Dominion in a delicate position. I suppose that's why it's so important that we are here. Razumdar sent me here to await your arrival. He wants you to join him as quickly as possible. It seems Vicereeve Peladil came this way after stealing the staff of Magnus. Who can be certain? I suspect he merely seeks to find a ship and flee back to the Somerset Isles. Perhaps he is determined to see Prince Naaman's body laid to rest there. Razumdar has his own suspicions, though, and he seemed quite concerned. He was unwilling to share his suspicions with me. Whatever his instincts may be, though, this time I will wager that he's on the mark. Undoubtedly, Razumdar intends to share his thoughts with you. You'll find him in the Thalmor headquarters. Will you hold still? This illusion requires precision, which I cannot achieve with your tail constantly twitching.
Bah! This Thalmor mage will drive Razumdar mad. Stand here, hold this, everything's so exact. This one prefers more flexibility. He is glad another eye is here who understands, because we must move quickly here if we are to protect the Dominion. We must find Peladil, of course. This one tracked his stinking hide here after he stole the staff of Magnus. He's the boss of the Veiled Heritance now, and he has allies here in Woodhearth. Dirty traitors who conspire against Queen Irene. This we do not know yet, but Razumdar has devised the perfect way to flush these rats from their hidey holes. If they had an opportunity to assassinate the Queen, surely they would take advantage of it, yes? No, Razumdar will be the Queen instead, if this mage does his job, of course. We will go soon, so Raz must prepare. Speak to Trithane Fariel. She can tell you more about the traitors who are helping Peladil. This one would ask a favor. If the Stalmor mage turns Razumdar into a monkey, you must exact vengeance. Oh, and you would need to track down Peladil on your own. Raz hopes this will not be the case, though. Razumdar thought the Vicereeve was a clawless coward. Always going on with Prince name on this and Prince name on that. So pathetic. But he is more tricky now. All this one knows is that Peladil is near and that he has the staff of Magnus. Last time this one saw Naaman, he was still quite dead, but Peladil wouldn't drag around the prince's corpse just to make sure he gets a proper burial. Some sort of necromancy must be planned, but why? Naaman can't rule the Dominion if he is undead. A perfect illusion, he says, to make Razumdar look like Queen Irene. This one prefers a regular disguise, but Trithane Fariel doubts that would suffice. You should speak to her so we can get on with this. You share Razumdar's distaste, yes? We must accept them, though. The Thalmor were sent to Woodhearth when the Dominion was formed. This port is critical for trade, and there is concern it could be a target for enemy spies or for the Maumur. Battle Reeve or Selmo issued the orders, but Queen Irene gave her blessing. She prefers not to send the Thalmor to every city in the Dominion, but in this case, she had little choice. Even Trithane Fariel agrees they are needed. Of course, wherever there is sea, there is the threat of the Sea Elves. They've sought to conquer these shores for centuries, and the rise of the Dominion has only served to provoke them. The Thalmor help boost the city's defenses.
So you're the one who's going to accompany the cat on this guar-brained scheme of his. I hope you realize what you're up against. These traitors in our city have sought to stir up rebellion since the day King Camoran joined the Dominion. So you'd think, but we've never caught any of the traitors. They may not actually be Bosmer at all. Our enemies are always one step ahead of us. Roman doesn't want to believe it, but I think it's obvious there's a spy among the Thalmor. No, we've gone to great pains to keep Razumdar's plans secret. The spy must believe that Irene is really here. There have been rumors that the Maormer plan to raid us, so we've put word out that the Queen has come to make sure the city's safe. Yes, mad as the cat may be, his plan might actually work. The story is that the Queen wants to personally investigate the old Imperial underground. You'll escort her there to meet Astaril, a Thalmor officer we suspect may be a spy. Ha! The cat didn't tell you, did he? No, we can't send any guards. We don't know who we can trust. He thinks the two of you can handle it, though. I don't know if I'd call that confidence or foolhardiness, but I hope Bandar is with you either way.
As soon as Xanador gets the spell right and turns your friend into a queen. Assuming this works, you and Razumdar should leave for the Imperial Underground straight away. Oh, here we go now. It's about time.
Very convincing. But is the illusion applied everywhere? Perhaps this one should take a moment in private to double-check, yes?
There were no miscalculations, I assure you. Now excuse me, I must wash...
Raz looks good in this form, but then Raz always looks good. Queen Irene could maybe learn a thing or two from this one. A fair point. Raz, I will keep that in mind. You have spoken with the Trithane, then? You understand my genius plan, yes? Yes. There we will find out the truth about this Thalmor officer Astaril. She's quite the beauty, I'm told, but traitors are never what they seem, yes? This one is... no. I'm ready when you are. Be ready. This one is counting on you to watch his, her back. Astaril, is that you?
Yes? Come closer, my queen. I have something for you.
What is this?
A gift in memory of Prince Naaman. Vice-Reeve Peladil sends his regards.
You will die, and the true King of Alinor will rise again.
Well, that hurt.
Raz will be fine. A few burns will not kill this one. But for the moment, he thinks you should press on alone. You must catch Astaril and find out where Peladil is hiding. She used some kind of magic to escape, but it was not a portal, so she cannot have gone far. She must still be here, somewhere in these tunnels.
Aid me!
To the side! Now! I need aid!
So the girl failed to eliminate. No matter. So the girl failed to eliminate. No matter. I will. Raz heard sounds of fighting. Did you catch up with Astaril? Were you able to question her about Peladil? Dark moons. If Astaril got away, we will have to track her down. And the Veiled Heritance is here. That is troubling. Razumdar suspected a few might have come, but he did not expect them to be here in any numbers. Some of Razumdar's contacts warned him that the Veiled Heritance was not putting all its hopes on Prince Neyman, that they had backup plan. Neyman is dead. This must be backup plan. Possibly. If they cannot rule the Dominion, perhaps they would destroy it by attacking Valenwood. But Raz would not have thought the Heritance could muster enough manpower. Let us go. We must tell Trithain Fariel what we have learned.
If what Razumdar says is true, the city of Woodhearth owes you a debt. Of course, if the city's attacked and destroyed, that won't be worth much. Maybe we can prevent that. The cat said you found orders from Vicereeve Peladil. Can I see them? Damn, this proves that Peladil is planning something here. Something even bigger than killing the Queen. I'm glad you brought it to light. I just hope it's not too late for us to do something about it. There's something about Peladil's orders. The reference to Astaril seems strange, and a Roman still refuses to believe she betrayed us. Either way, Astaril's the key to unraveling this mess. We need to question her and find out what she knows. Well, if she hasn't realized we're onto her, we might be able to catch her by surprise. She might be down at the Thalmor residence right now. I assume a Roman will want to be there when you confront her. The three of you should go quickly, though. Even if Astaril's fled the city, you might be able to find some clues about Peladil's plans in her quarters. Let's hope you find something, because otherwise, we don't have much to go on. Not much, really. I heard he just followed Prince Neyman around like a little lost puppy. Now he runs off with Neyman's body, steals the Staff of Magnus, and takes charge of the Veiled Heritance. It seems this puppy might have a bite after all.
This is preposterous. Astaril has risked her life for the Dominion more times than I can count. She is one of my best officers. I refuse to believe this irresponsible slander until I have spoken with her myself. You must understand, one doesn't become a Thalmor agent until their loyalty is proven beyond question. If Astaril confesses, or if we find substantial proof, I will admit I was wrong. Until then, I remain extremely skeptical. This is Thalmor business, and I am going to the Thalmor residence to confront Astaril myself. You are welcome to accompany me if you choose. You see? It's clear that Astaril has been dead for some time, so she cannot have been the one you saw in the Imperial tunnels.
I told you, say what you will about the Thalmor, but we do not have traitors in our midst. Her death troubles me greatly, but the integrity of the Thalmor is of greater concern, and I am pleased to be proven right in that respect. With that concern behind us, we can finally start searching for the true source of this treachery. Undoubtedly, it was the same person that assumed her likeness and attempted to assassinate the Queen, Razum-Dar. Speaking of the cat, it seems he may have found something.
A hidden passage, connected to another section of the Imperial Underground, no doubt. We should investigate. There could be some useful evidence down here. Let us look closely before moving on. Astaril had a sister? A twin, perhaps? That would explain much. Raz suspect...
the sides!
This is not working out very well. Give it, let's see, almost an hour and a half. Give it a couple more goes, and if I'm still stuck, then we may call it an early night. But let's see what happens. That worked out well. Alright, we'll give this another go and see what happens, but we may call it an early night. Because it may be my fingers and neck cramping, but let's see what happens. That is not fun. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night here. Clearly I'm not in the right mood to beat this. Like, I got stuck last time we played at the Wild King's Throne and that. I was able to get through that. But clearly I can't get through this tonight. No, this is a really short one, but I don't think if I continue to try at it, I'm just going to get more annoyed than that with it. So, I'll call it a night. Thank everybody for watching. Remember to be on the lookout this coming Tuesday for our first episode in our playthrough of Fallout 1. Thursday will be episode 2, and we will play through that all the way through. Not quite sure how long it's going to take me to get through it, so I'll keep you posted on that. Hopefully while we're going through the playthrough of it, I will be able to square away the issues with Siberia 3 on Xbox One, so that afterwards we can pick up with that. Otherwise, I will be moving on to our next series after Fallout 1, which I will announce as we near the end of Fallout 1 if that's going to be it, or if we will be jumping back into Siberia 3. Let's see, what else? Next Sunday, tune in, we will be playing Fallout 76 is on my list of what we will be playing next, and actually I might hold off with extra people here that just jumped in. If they're doing the same quest I am, we might be able to actually get through this. Let's wait and see what they do. Like I was saying, next week we'll be playing Fallout 76. Not quite sure where we left off with that, if I played that anymore after we played it last time here on the live stream. I will be also working on finishing and putting out the videos on the older PC build, going through all its specs, all the components that I put in, and that run a few more benchmark tests to get a few more specs in that, how it performed benchmark wise, and that, and we will go from there. Give it a few more minutes here. We'll sit here, see what these two people that just came down into the dungeon are gonna do. If they're gonna continue on down the path, then I will follow them and join them, and we will continue. If not, then we will call the night. But either way, I will jump back on in a few minutes and do our final closing conclusion, whatever you want to call it, for the live stream. But let's wait and see what goes on. Hopefully they're planning on continuing and they just didn't come down here and jump out of the game. That would be very, very annoying. But let's hold on a bit and see what happens. They are continuing. Look at that. We might actually have a chance. Oh. This is going much easier.
I need aid!
We'll save our some of our things. Now hopefully this isn't gonna, doesn't say solo. Hopefully everybody climbs up with us. Yes. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Come on, yes. Yes, that works.
Oh, perfect. My favorite
Alright,
people.
we are going to continue
The very
playing.
faces of my failure. And now you've tracked me down just to watch me die? You're just like my sister and the rest of the Thalmor. No sympathy whatsoever. Funny you should ask. I was wondering the same thing. Then I realized he lured me here so his assassins could kill me. This is my reward for my loyal service. A blade in my gut, and a nice cold tomb. Planning? Oh, he's well past that point. As we speak, his armies are storming the shore, up at Seaside Sanctuary. Once they've got a foothold there, they'll conquer all of Valenwood. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Of course not. They're just one prong of the mighty trident with which Peladil will smite the Dominion. He signed a treaty with the Malma, and with the staff of Magnus, he's going to raise an army of undead. Yes, your days are numbered, all right. It's simple enough. The Sea Elves have always coveted these shores. If they help Peladil dismantle the Dominion, he's agreed to give them Valenwood. It's not like these damn Bosma have done anything other than cause us trouble. You mean elsewhere? Far as I know, Peladil doesn't even care. He just wants the Somerset Isles. I don't even think he wants to rule them himself. As long as they're ruled by someone other than Naaman's sister. Of course. Who better to lead an undead army than an undead prince? And if Peladil brings him back, Naaman will be bound by the Vice-Reeve's will. No longer will Peladil need to worry about the prince making bad decisions. Ha! Peladil says he's under no illusions about that fact. But he still gets rather glossy-eyed when speaking about Naaman. I suspect he still harbors some hope that the prince will play a role in the future he has envisioned. Irene is a false queen. And the Aldmeri Dominion is a pathetic joke. Nothing can change that fact, even Peladil turning on me. I'd gladly sacrifice my life to bring about the Dominion's downfall. It means my life was worth something. Having her as a twin was torture. While she climbed the ranks of the Thalmor, I was perceived as a failure. When Peladil recruited me, it was my turn to shine. I have no regrets. In the end, Asterel and I both lost our lives for the cause. Just leave me to die. I wouldn't accept your help, and you'd be better off not offering. It's too late. He can't be stopped.
Razumdar explained how we were fooled by Lauril. I wish I had time to show proper gratitude, but he also told me that an army of Maormer, led by Vicereeve Peladil, is making landing on our shores. Is this true? Damn. Honestly, I rather hoped he misheard. I suppose that's rarely the case. Very well then. I will muster the city's defenses, but there is only so much we can do. I'm certainly glad you're here. You and Razumdar may be our best hope. You should get to Seaside Sanctuary as soon as possible. If we strike the Maormer hard enough there, we might be able to drive them back out to sea before they get a foothold on the shore. I'll send anyone I can spare, but the city comes first. There is an outpost at the sanctuary with a few soldiers, if it hasn't been overrun. Go through the Serpent's Grotto and look for Major Serenway. She's the commanding officer.
Was a traitor and deserved to be put down. Hey!
Unless you're here to help us, I'd ask that you be on your way.
I swear, Zoxus himself has it in for me. Or this is his idea of a joke. I've been complaining about how serving in the Guard is a waste of my abilities, and now we're in a crisis that demands my skills, and I'm woefully out of my depth. The damn seals are attacking, both the Sanctuary and the Grotto. They must have known about this place. A massive sea serpent has been bound here for centuries in the pool above us, and now a Maormer mage has broken the seals holding it. I don't know. All I've been able to decipher is the seals were created with blood magic. If you kill the Mauma and infuse this blood rune with life energy, you might be able to repair the seals. But there's more to it. I need to keep reading. If this works, I'll owe the gods an apology. Fill the blood rune and then use it on the 3 seals. After that, we'll have to deal with the binding pool. Hopefully, I'll have figured this out by then. I'll meet you up at the gate to the pool. Ask then, but be quick. If that serpent gets free, it'll destroy everything on the western shore of Valenwood, including Woodhearth. The seals are actually small pools of water. Elaine, Ralos, and Pelir. They're named after those who sacrificed their lives to bind the serpent. That's all I know. Don't know how the mage broke them, or if the blood rune can really repair them. From what I've read, it sounds like that might not be possible. This is no ordinary sea serpent. The text refers to it as the Great Serpent. I don't know what that means, but apparently binding it here was the only way to stop it. I only know that he's very powerful. When our scouts approached him, he burnt them to cinders with the flick of his wrist. I suspect he also knew about this place beforehand, and he probably studied up on the seals, and on the serpent. Again, I'm only guessing here, but I read that the Mauma were once able to command such creatures. It scares the oblivion out of me to even consider it, but what if their mages have rediscovered such magic? You mean, did I just happen to be carrying one around? No. I found it with this text, and I'm proud to say I actually knew what it was. I've read a good bit about blood runes. Kind of a morbid fascination, I suppose. Did you see that? The Marima mage had activated the barrier on this door to block us from getting to the binding pool, but I figured out how to break it. What about you, though? Did you repair the seals? We have to go out to the binding pool and channel the energy to rebind the serpent. I've read everything I can, but this is old, wild magic. I don't know if I can do this. And if the Marima mage is out there, well, I certainly can't defeat him. Oh, right. If this works and you are able to defeat the Marima mage, I'll need you to do one more thing. When I say the word, use the blood rune to activate the final seal. That's it. All right. We can do this. Yes. All right. Let's go! In oblivion is he doing? We have to stop him! Hurry! I'll begin the rebinding spell. You take care of that mage! Quickly! Saint sweet mercy! We did it! The serpent's bound again! First off, I have to say I'm sorry to the gods for ever doubting them. Second, I promise I will never say that guard duty is beneath my abilities again. Never. I think I've done all I can. You're pretty tough. Tougher than me, at least. You may be ready for the next fight, but I'm going to need a few minutes. Go on, though. With you on our side, this whole Marima thing will be over quick, I imagine.
The hour of our glory is nigh. Razumdar forewarned me of your coming, and I have considered our circumstances carefully in light of that. I have the utmost faith in your capabilities, and I am confident that your arrival is an augur of our victory. Indeed. We have fought alongside many of the same soldiers, and word travels quickly when it involves heroics such as those attributed to you. I have anticipated the chance to meet you in person, and I am pleased the opportunity has finally arrived. This, my friend, is the calm before the storm. Our storm. The Marima believe that holding hostages will prevent us from taking action, but we will not allow such cowardice to determine our course. We will act, and we will act decisively.
We charge into their encampment, rescue the hostages, and slaughter their commanders. This full scout we captured gave us their locations. You and Razumdar shall spearhead our attack. One of you to handle the hostages, the other on the commanders. More brave soldiers arrive soon from Marbrook. We will rally them here and prepare to launch a full-scale attack. When your task is done, light the beacon in the lighthouse. That will be our signal to charge in and drive the bastards back to the sea. Ulmian, Mayratel, and Bashira, all very influential in their own way. We need to ensure they're freed before we launch a full-scale attack. Husband of the Tree Thane of Woodhearth, Fariel. As good a fighter and tracker as any Wood Elf I've known. Just shows how Paladel caught even the best of us off guard. A respected noble from Somerset. She was on her way to Eldenroot to meet with the Thalmor. You might imagine the problems it would cause if something happened to her. Around here, they call him the Fat Cat. Wealthiest merchant in Woodhearth, but don't think his influence is limited to the city. Money moves, you know. More brave soldiers arrive soon from Marbrook. We will rally them here and the Maorma fight as a unit. Like a crew loyal to their ship's captain, the Maorma will follow the commander's orders without hesitance. Remove the commander and they will fall into disarray, at least long enough for our strike to overwhelm them. He's a prisoner of war, so he'll be treated accordingly, of course. Unless he tries to escape, in which case we'll bury him neck deep on the beach at low tide and let the sea decide his fate.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back shortly and we will continue from here. So stick around, I will be back.
Time to do what we do best, yes? This should be fun. Excellent. Many opportunities for heroism, adventure, and thrilling tales after the fact. So, my friend, what will it be? Will you tend to the hostages, or take out their commanders? Raz does not mind getting dirty. It is safe to say, blood looks good on Raz. Take Larnil's armor if you don't think you can go unnoticed. It is not fashionable, but at least you will blend in. Raz has cooked up just the thing. Invisibility potions. One for each hostage. Good for frightened non-combatants. A waste for talented ones like us. Always. Raz will see you at the lighthouse when our tasks are completed. Bright moons guide your steps.
my bindings? You're not one of them, are you? I can tell. Please, get me out of here. It was terrible. I was having a nice glass of wine with Bashira when suddenly... Wait, did he do this to me? How awful. I overheard them talking about this only being a diversion. Do your allies know about that? A potion? I see. Thank you. Don't do anything too heroic, okay? I'd like to think I might see you again under different circumstances.
I told the last of your cretins that I was more than adequate for the time being, thank you. I would appreciate some privacy. Rescue me. Ha! From fine wine, salted pork, and clean skooma before bed? You do not imprison Bashira. At best, you attempt to negotiate an appealing outcome. Yes, I was captured along with the others, but as soon as the sack was removed from my head, I bartered my way into a more comfortable situation. A simple promise of gold to fund my captives' efforts in exchange for comfort and security. If they win, I hold to that and keep my position under different rule. If they do not, I am rescued and nothing changes. You see, Bashira always wins. The Dominion is about to attack, even with us here as hostages. Oh, right. I guess that is why you are here. Fine. But I need my things before I can go. I can't just leave good wine and pork laying around here. Sea elves don't appreciate it. It won't take long. I'll gather the rest of my belongings. If you can pick up my pipe, my wine, and the rest of my meal. If I am going to be stuck in a Dominion camp for some time, I will at least have something to enjoy. Is that everything? My pipe, the wine, the delicious pork? Yes, this will do just fine. You Dominion soldiers are useful folk. A pleasure. Visit me at my brewery in Woodheart if you get out of here alive.
I won't kill your precious Fariel. When we take Woodhearth, I'll keep her.
What? Who are... Speak of her now, snake charmer. Release me, or you're next. A rescue, eh? That's all very flattering, but I'm never unprepared. Keep a dagger in my boot for just such an occasion. I can escape on my own just fine. Any word about Fariel? Is she okay? Fine. Are we fighting our way out? I don't have a way to disguise myself. Invisibility? Excellent. I'll make for the bridge. Drop a few of those briny barnacle lovers for me.
God's mercy. What's going on? Why don't you just kill me? To let me linger like this? It's wrong. Wait. You're not one of them, are you? Where in Oblivion am I? Who are you? Vice Reeve Peladil. That monstrous bastard. He captured us in Woodhearth and brought us here for some evil ritual. He bled us, mutilated us. He ripped out our eyes. Gods, do I even look normal anymore? No, I'm not all right. I'm dying. And it's just as well. It was that bitch, Asteril's sister. She pretended to be Asteril and ordered us into the Imperial Underground. Then the Veiled Heritants ambushed us. They needed sacrifices for the ritual. They were raising Prince Naaman from the dead, bringing him back and imbuing him with some terrible power. Peladil kept talking about how the prince would lead an undead army. But I don't think it worked out the way he hoped. When Naaman came back, he wasn't the same. Sounded like some evil spirit was speaking through him. He spat in Peladil's face. Then he just left. Peladil was furious. He stormed out a little later. That's all I was able to hear. No. My eyes are gone. I'm probably scarred all over my body. Please, I just want to die. All I ask, just make them pay for this.
Send another score and I will smite them just the same. I could cut down sea vipers all day long. Well done, my friend. We'll have the sanctuary back under control quickly now, but we can't stop here. The battle's only just begun. So I had hoped. But it seems Vicereeve Paladil has taken to sea even before we arrived. I suspect he may attempt to flee when he realizes his forces have lost the shore. That's why you must go after him. You must ensure Paladil does not escape. Captain Jimala and her crew have retaken the Prowler and she says the ship's fit for action. They're ready to set sail as soon as you get on board. May the winds be at your back, my friend, and may Paladil fall quickly to your strength.
There you are. Impressive work back there. The Maormer didn't know what hit them when our forces stormed in, and I've got my ship back. Of course, the Prowler's been sitting at dock too long. She's ready to pounce on that bastard Paladil as soon as we catch him. And catch him soon we will. You have the captain's word on it. Good. The sooner we're underway, the sooner we can catch Paladil. Raise anchor!
The battle's on! Hurry! They need you topside!
use them to launch an attack.
Be my vengeance! Will be my vengeance! Damon has the Staff of Magnus. Nothing you can do will stop him.
Slayer, you saved the day!
You made it. I was beginning to have my doubts, but I trust that the Viceroy will no longer be a threat. Then this is cause for celebration. Let us return to the shore and share the good news with Major Sirenwe. Are you ready? By Joan and Jode, I wasn't sure we make it out of that one, but you never cease to impress. Things are always exciting when you're around, it seems. No, I will stay aboard the Prowler. I miss her greatly when we are apart, so I will celebrate our victory here on deck with my crew and several bottles of Moon Sugar Double Rum. You go on. Savor this victory. You certainly earned it.
The Queen must be told of our victory here. Tales of today's battle will undoubtedly be told for generations. When soldiers of the Aldmeri Dominion face impossible odds, they will not retreat. They will say, "Remember the Battle of Seaside Sanctuary," and they will press on to victory. Let us hope. If they do rear their ugly heads again, we will smite them once more. There remains one very serious concern, however. The soldiers we captured say the Vicereeve conducted a ritual to raise Prince Naaman from the dead. We have conflicting reports on that concern, but Razumdar is investigating. Regardless, your first priority is to inform the Queen of our victory and this unfortunate news about her brother. Give her this letter. It contains all the details.
I hear you've been busy, my friend. Good. Very good. Is that letter for me? I see. So the rumors were true. Peladil. It is good that you brought him to his end, but I hope you aren't too weary, my eye. Peladil may be gone, but his actions are being felt across Valenwood. We have much left to do.
Your Majesty, the undead are massing at Drilladan Pass. A Lich Lord commands them, and he wears the royal crest.
Naaman, then I must beg your indulgence. I cannot speak just now. Please, speak to him at once.
So it is true, then? Prince Naaman has been raised from the dead and now seeks vengeance by corrupting Valenwood? Gods help us. That makes this even more difficult. And with the undead already outside the city gates, we must act now. No, the Lich Lord, Naaman was commanding the dead earlier, but he's since departed the area. Before anyone can go after him, though, we must first drive the undead back from the city gates. You should make haste to Drilladan Pass. I'm certain they will be grateful for your assistance. Look for Scout Katani just outside the city gates. She's helping to coordinate our defenses. I'll remain here in case the Queen needs anything.
Alright, we are just under 3 hours, and this looks like a good spot to stop for the night. I thank you all for watching. Remember, if you like this video, click on the like button. If you dislike it, click on the dislike. Be sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime I release a new video or go live. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to get updates and all that on upcoming videos, upcoming live streams, and more. If you like what we do here, head on over to our Patreon page and become one of our Patreons. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great night.